Welcome.
Sorry, it's just welcome.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Inside the Lair.
Winter season sports are quickly approaching. The girls' basketball team kicked off practice this week. They look to improve on their 12-14 record from last year. Mr. Villa was able to catch up with junior Yvette Mendoza.
Hey, I'm here with Coach Jake Weemy, head coach of the Knights girls basketball team. Coach, practice just started for the girls team, and you've got a scrimmage this week. How are things going?
Yeah, always great to be back in the gym. Things have gone well so far. First 2 days of practice, a lot of formalities, kind of get the basics in. Always working on the skills and stuff like that, but things are going well so far. Looking forward to the scrimmage and really finding out what we need to work on.
12 wins last year, 12-14 record. What are some goals this year?
I think a goal is to be, of course, improve on last year. I think anything above 500 would be a good start. We did a nice job in our conference last year. I think we want to finish in that top half of our section. A home playoff game and playing at the Civic Center is always a good start.
All right, last question for you, Coach. What can we expect in terms of style from the Knights this year?
We did a nice job this summer of just playing good team basketball. We're not going to have anyone put up 30 points for us, but we're going to be a good team game. Share that ball, make that extra pass to that open player, and hopefully 3-4 girls in that 10 to 15 range, and then of course play good defense. It always starts with good defense.
All right, well, best of luck this weekend and throughout the season, Coach.
Thank you.
Boys basketball and wrestling will start next week.
Tomorrow night, the middle school bands and choirs will have their fall concert starting at 7 p.m. Can't make it? Check out the live stream.
The Covered Bridge Riders Snowmobile Club will be hosting a snowmobile safety training field day trip, December 10th, 2022. Stop in the office for a flyer. There are 2 parts required to receive a snowmobile safety certificate. First, an online class must be completed. Once completed, the student will be eligible for the December 10th field day. The student must pass the online test before they can participate in the field day training.
Speaking of things starting to ramp up, the robotics team has held their annual pre-season meeting last week. Nick was able to catch up with Mr. T and learn on how you can become a member of the robotics team.
Hi, I'm Nick Livingston here with Mr. T.
Hi, Nick.
So, Mr. T, robotics started recently, I understand.
Really hasn't started, but it's kind of our kickoff event that we're trying to get people recruited to join robotics. It started. We had a little meeting on Monday night with parents and people that had been here previously. Anybody that wanted to join after they looked at the announcements.
Right. So, how do people join if they would like to?
They can talk to one of our returning veterans, you being one of them, and Brady Bowers, our senior, Madison Stenbach, Jr., and Izzy Kamlick is another one that we could talk to and get some information about it, or come and see me.
All right, and do you know what the robot's going to look like this year?
Well, as you can see, every year is different. So this year we won't know until the first weekend in January, which is our kickoff event. That's when our season really starts. Mm-hmm. We do have a scrimmage this Saturday for anybody that's interested in just kind of coming up and taking a look at, or even going with the team to see what it's all about. It's kind of our recruiting day. And we have now until January to get people recruited, to get them on the team. Typically speaking, the first-year students or first-year team members are what we call our rookies. They don't necessarily get to go to the whole big event at the end, but we do get them there for a day to experience what we have going on.
All righty.
Thanks, Nick. Saturday is their fall scrimmage. Best luck to their team.
This Friday, November 18th, the KW Band will be holding their annual band benefit dinner at the Kenyon VFW. Here's Mr. Berger with more information.
I'm here with Mr. Berger, the band director, and what's the band benefit dinner?
Well, it's a dinner at the VFW next week, Friday, so that's the 18th of November from 5 to 7:30 p.m. And all the proceeds go to the band program so we can just do all of our regular band things.
All right, thank you.
Thanks to Mackenzie for that interview.
We are going to take a short break and hear from our sponsors. Do you need help with mysteries? Then the services of Great Detectives Agency may be just what you need. I've solved many mysteries in my time, like the missing case of Mr. Cockerson. Oh, but I didn't solve these ones though. They just kind of slipped out of my grasp. Like the murder of Larry Sprinkle or whatever the Bread Box Mafia is up to. Or any of the other missing cases. Although some mysteries that I get are just flat out conspiracy theories from that guy over there. How'd you get into my office? Why am I here? I'd like to make a proposition! What? Oh, again, how'd you get in here? And put your weapon away, Mr. McFreemason. What? I'm not allowed to have a pair of rusty scissors? What about your weapon? Oh, I'm not allowed to have a weapon ever since the 2015 incident. We seem to be wearing the same attire. Do you also go to soirees? Yeah, I suppose we do. I never really see you though. Oh, I go during the night shift workers' hours. Well, anyways, as I was saying. So, I'm taking your desk, by the way. I got a proposition I'd like to make, and I'm gonna pay you double for it, so you're gonna have to take it. Mr. McFreemason, I am not going to take your offer because your mysteries are pretty much just conspiracies. Yeah, but they may be, as you say, conspiracies, but I'll pay you 2.5 times as much money. Come on. Don't knock until you try it. At least do one conspiracy-filled adventure with me. I promise. It'll be quick. Alright. Fine. Let's go on one of your adventures. Probably nothing. Oh my god. Well, Mr. McFreemason, you're right about one thing. Deep State is real, my god. Dear god. See? I told you. I was smart about it. I knew it. I showed you the proof. Our crazy-filled adventure filled with doubt and mysteries was true. Anyways, you can finish your commercial. That was what you were doing, right? Well, gotta hand it to you. I say, might take up a few more mysteries for you. Might make my life a little more interesting than it once been the past few years. But anyways, if you'd still like this commercial, which sure turned into whatever happened, please call the below number or the above number. I would put a diagonal number here, but can't really make diagonals in the editing process. This is Gary Gray with the Great Detectives Agency.
The sixth graders in Mr. Rubin and Mr. Thompson's STEM class have been working on a really cool project lately. Nick and Mr. V stopped in to see what they're up to.
Hey, I'm here with Mr. Wibben, co-teaching the 6th grade STEM class this year with Mr. Thompson, and your class is working on a really unique project right now. Tell us about it.
It's called Future Cities. Their job was to design a city you might have in 100 years from now and add to it innovations to work on global climate change, recycling, reducing, pollution problems going down. They had to write a 15-word essay first, describe the city from top to bottom. People there, amount of people there, location might be in the world. Some kids chose to be on a different planet. Some kids chose to be underwater. They choose location. Now they're building them based on the actual essay. So here is an example. This is a space to use, 2 feet by 2 by 2 feet, and they're going to build on here. This is supposed to be the guys' they say it's supposed to be the stadium. Tell them we'll start with the biggest building first, work down there for scale. That's what they should a car be bigger than a human? No, it shouldn't be, right? So right now they're working on that. Each group's working their own based on their own idea what their city should look like. We have, I think some groups are on Mars, some's on a moon around Pluto. We have most people are in the United States, so we have some under the water in Pacific Ocean, some Atlantic Ocean, some down in Australia, all over the world. They chose location.
Okay, well, let's take a look at some now. Rolling? I'm here with a few 6th graders. Lily, where is your city being built?
Mars.
Interesting. I'm here with Grace, 6th grader of the STEM class. Grace, tell us a little bit about your city. Very interesting. Thank you, Grace.
Mr. Retzelko's criminal justice class has been working on a unique project. It's CSI KW. Connor was able to catch up with Rudy and some members of the class to get their perspectives on the project.
I'm here with Mr. Retzko, the criminal justice teacher, and they recently did a CSI project. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I just stole it from that popular TV show, CSI, and they got all the different ones. So we just come up with CSI KW. What the students have to do is they get into a group, they create a crime scene, they get to pick what crime they want to start with, and then we go through all the different investigative methods and investigative units that the cops use, and they pick from those and create a story that they then video, and we get to watch the episodes, and kids have fun with it, and they're fun videos to watch too.
Very cool, thank you.
Yep.
I'm here with Amari, a member of the criminal justice class, and you guys recently did a CIA project. What did you think of that?
I would say it was pretty fun. There's a lot to go into it, but it was worth it. Got a lot of learning out of it. I would say it was pretty fun, though.
All right. Brady Bauer, a member of the criminal justice class. Can you tell us a little bit about that CSI project?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We learned just how the cops do it. We got to recreate a lot of the different scenes and stuff using a lot of the lab equipment and all that. It was really cool to see, all the different units and stuff and how they can figure out how to solve crimes.
Very cool. I'm here with Alex and Sydney, members of the criminal justice class. You guys recently did a CSI project. How was that?
Yeah, I had a blast with it. It was great for me and a couple classmates to get together. We got to come up with a fun plan and execute it, making a video about our murder and how the cops figured it out, and I had a real blast with it.
All right, and your perspective on it?
It was really fun getting to go to Emma's house and come up with a murder and what happens after it and getting to figure that out.
All right, very cool. Thank you. Now we're going to take a look at some of the clips some of the students made.
You ready or what? Yeah. Gotta get that free in, Gotta get that free in. Wow!
Thank you, Connor. Now for this week's senior decision. James DeWitt has decided that what he will be doing after high school.
True. My name is James DeWitt. I'm a senior here at KW. I made my decision. I'm going to go to the University of Wisconsin-Stout to study computer engineering. I chose Stout because it felt like home. I have a good friend Brady that's going there too, so I'm going to have some company there. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Miller for always being there for us, like during this whole COVID situation. And go Blue Devils.
Congratulations, James, on making your decision, and best of luck next year. Ben and Logan finished their hallway challenge. Do you know the answers this week?
Hey, I'm here with Eli, and we're going to see if you can name the baseball player.
Jose Altuve.
Correct. I'm here with Jackson. We're going to see if you can name the baseball player.
I don't know, Mookie Betts?
No, it's Max Muncy.
Oh, got it wrong.
Hey, I'm here with Jack. We're going to see if you can guess the baseball player.
Mookie Bet.
Correct. Yeah, I'm here with Butch, and we're going to see if he can guess who the baseball player is.
Julio Urias.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here with Kai, and we're going to see if she can guess the baseball player.
Oh, I don't know. Is he
Led the
from
league in home runs.
Is he from the Twins?
No.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm here with Addie, and we're going to see if she can guess the baseball player.
I have no idea. I actually do, but
It's Max Kepler.
We dug up some interesting information with this week's This Day in History segment. Here we are.
Welcome to This Day in History with Max and Oliver. Today is November 16th.
On this day in 1973, the Trans-Alaska Pipeline Authorization Act was signed by President Nixon. The pipeline, which connects the oil fields in northern Alaska to a harbor in southern Alaska, became operational 4 years later. The pipeline spans just over 800 miles.
On this day in 1955, British explorer David Livingstone was the first European to see Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls is one of the longest waterfalls in the world, spanning over 1,700 meters, as is located on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe in Africa. The falls provide habitat for unique species of plants and animals.
Well, not much else happened historically on this day in history. Tune in next week for more This Day in History.
Goodbye. Logan is back with this week's sports recap. What a finish to the Vikings game, and the Gophers are still in the Big Ten West title talks.
Welcome to this week's Minnesota Sports Recap. And the Minnesota Timberwolves played the Cleveland Cavaliers this week, and they kept it close all game at halftime, but sort of pulled away at the end of the game to win the game.
Yeah, Cleveland is good. They have Donovan Mitchell from the trade with the Utah Jazz. And a really nice win for the Timberwolves.
Yep, and they'll play the Magic tonight at 6.
Oh, and Magic has a Minnesota connection. You remember Jalen Suggs?
Not really.
Jalen Suggs went to Minnehaha Academy playing for the Magic. And also, they had the number 1 pick from Duke last year, Banchero.
So the Minnesota Gophers played Northwestern, and finally, for a while, they seemed to dominate this game all game, winning 31-3.
And I didn't get to watch much of it. Did you?
No.
It was a really cold game, and they did exactly what they were supposed to. Run the ball, dominate the Wildcats.
The Minnesota Vikings played against the Buffalo Bills in the game of the year so far. And the Vikings were 7-1, and the Buffalo Bills were 6-2. So it was a good matchup for the Vikings. As the Vikings scored on the open drive of the game, as usual.
They usually do, yeah.
Yeah. But then the Bills got 2 touchdowns after that, including this one to take the lead.
Second and goal. It is Singletary around the right side. He's got a second and goal.
Devin Singletary on my fantasy team.
The Vikings went to halftime down 24-10 to the Bills. And then the Bills kept the lead going in the fourth quarter, but then the Vikings scored this touchdown to make it a 1-point game. Well, don't press that.
Okay.
The Bills went 3-and-out, and then the Vikings had the ball, and it was 4th and long, and Justin Jefferson made this insane catch for the first down.
I mean, look at that, Logan.
Yeah.
I mean, falling down, trying to brace himself. The defender has 2 hands on the ball, but Jefferson is like cupping it with his hand, and just an insane
The
catch.
defender sort of helped him catch that ball.
You think so?
I do.
Okay. How would you rate that? Top 5 all time?
Probably. I honestly think, yeah, probably.
So great catch. What's next?
The Vikings went down on 4th down and couldn't convert a touchdown, but the Bills were stuck on their own 1-yard line, and Josh Allen snapped the ball and fumbled it, and the Vikings were covered for this touchdown.
Zero breathing room. He tries to sneak it. The ball is loose. Impossible. To the Vikings.
And that broadcaster does a great job. Love the emotion.
I couldn't even tell it was a fumble.
Scramble for the ball.
Well, they couldn't kneel it because they were
Then
so
if
close
they'd
to
lose
the
1 yard, it'd be a safety.
Right. So they had to try to get it some yards, and that really put pressure on them.
I would have took the safety in that situation.
Yeah, and I think I heard some really interesting stats, Logan. Like, this was the first time since the merger, since the Super Bowl era, that the team lost on a defensive touchdown within the last minute of the game.
And the Bills came back down and kicked a field goal to tie at 30 to go to overtime. When the Vikings got the ball in overtime, they drove down and then they kicked a field goal. And then the Bills got the ball back. They would have scored a touchdown. They would have won. They drove down. Josh Allen threw an interception in the end zone.
Patrick Peterson, 2 picks on the day for him, one of the greatest of all time to play the position. But Logan, just a really fun game. I think the Vikings now have solidified themselves as one of the top teams. There was some doubt. I know they had a good record, but the Vikings keep doing this to us every week where they're down late in the game, but find a way to come back to win. And it's just been a really fun ride.
And now the Vikings are tied in first place of the NFC after the Eagles lost to the Commanders on Monday Night Football. They will play the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday.
Big game, 3:25 game.
Yeah.
And one other thing about the Washington Eagles game, even though they beat them, they still have the tiebreaker on us because they beat us. So we need them to lose one more game, Logan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that's it for this week's Minnesota Sports Recap.
That's it for this week's show. Thanks for watching another episode of Inside the Lair. Next week's show will be coming out on Tuesday, as there's no school next Wednesday.
Thank you, and goodbye.